I think this is a really rich conversation. I'm going to pursue it a little bit more because I think that one of those things about what makes artists called to make art, there's a need to express oneself. And then what makes artists good is that when they express themselves, their audience sees that audience member will say, sees him or herself in that expression.
Sure.
And so that requires a certain amount of intimacy. And I think that's a really, it's a knife's edge to ride of revealing yourself and also holding something in reserve. It's something that I'm learning still how to do.
Yeah.
I heard an expression once that I liked a lot. It was, I think, some like songwriting advice 101, which was be near the cliché. And I think that's really good advice because the cliche is like the universal saying, but it's a cliche. It's just terrible to hear that again. Whenever you hear it in a songwriting song, you're just like, oh my God, workshop that.
Entertain the cliche.
Yeah, entertain the cliche. Massage the cliche a bit. But I think that, when you can speak at something like a little bit off to the side, and I feel like you said something off camera that I made a light bulb go off, which was you liked writing in such a way that you were writing more for the listener in a way consciously. And I feel like this is kind of related to that. Maybe you could put some words to that.
I just, I feel like everyone knows this if you're a songwriter. All the best material comes when you're in a low place. And I'm just so grateful to be in a season of life where I'm not, drowning in my own sorrow. I just feel really grateful that I'm over whatever that was, that the persecution that, we all have it in us. And I'm very good at picking myself apart. I think we all can attest to that. But I do feel now that life is just bigger. I think you hear it all the time. Don't rush the process. Enjoy life while you're young, this, that, and the other. All these expressions. I have never been more grateful to be at the place that I am in life. And that sounds cheesy and cliche, but it really is something that I am just happy. So how can I hear, even in this conversation, I'm going to take something away from it and then it'll be a part of the song. And that's where I'm at mentally when it comes to writing songs. I just think I want it to be more about a bigger picture than just my little world in my brain.
Absolutely. And in a certain sense, it requires more creativity to be happy and write compelling material, in the sense that you're making an effort to get inside other people, or you're creating new characters rather than being the star of your own show. Yeah. I mean, these words of yours are ringing absolutely true, because I am actually like very happy right now in a weird way. This is a guy that's like made a career out of being pretty depressed and enjoyed it, in some ways. It's like, I know you can relate. Do you know your Enneagram? Just as an aside.
I am a 4.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
4 wing 5, I think is what it was. I've done it a few times, but
nice.
Sometimes those tests, you know how it is. I want to sound as good as I can, but I did it. I was like, I want this app to know my shortcomings. Tell me who I am.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you find it helpful?
I think so.
Yeah.
It helps in moments like this, I think.
Yeah. I found it helpful. My wife cannot stand it. Like because she's such a 7.
I'm giving myself away. This is not a religion to me, but I do think the Chinese numbering system is fascinating to me.
Really? Like the I Ching? Is that?
I don't know. I'm so very newbie into all of it, but it's more or less like a map to be a better communicator or learn more about yourself in what that looks like to communicate.
It's been helpful for me to like have a mirror reflected and say like these people that kind of answer this way on a test, whatever, tend to be like this.
Yeah.
And it was helpful for me. And also I think that a lot of times for those personality tests, people use them as crutches and be like, well, I'm this. And so that's why you just have to deal with that. And that's such a wrong attitude. Like the whole, one of the things about that Enneagram book one of the books that I read, the intro, it really did kind of change my life in some small way. And I'll say that, which is that, it was the theory of personality that kind of preceded the test. And it was this like, theory that infants are developing strategies for love. That's you develop a strategy for acquiring love at an early age, and that strategy like becomes a pattern, and that pattern becomes a personality. And so your personality is really just like this pattern that's evolved over many, many, many years. That's your strategy for trying to get what you want, which is love. And when you don't get it, you kind of revert to these other things that are just kind of ancient to your person. And that doesn't have to be all. Like the first step is just being aware of that. And then you can make an attempt to break it. And just that knowledge alone has made such a huge impact on my personal life and my relationships with other people. Because I do revert to personalities, especially when I get nervous or scared or whatever, some bad thing happens that I decide is bad. And then I go into, emergency mode and then make it all worse instead of like, oh, okay, this is that feeling that's happening right now. Like you could do that thing that you feel like doing, or you could make a new choice. And occasionally I make a new choice. I don't know how we got on that. That was my bad.
No, I hear you on that. I think, and I don't want to, if you have, can I extend
No, please.
On that?
Yeah.
I think there was like always, and I'm fearful to overshare, but I just want to kind of
whatever you want to
lay
say.
into that a little bit.
Absolutely.
At an early age, I didn't feel that immediate bond with, someone who is supposed to showcase love for you at a young age. So I think that's why I hear you say that. And it's this unlocking of chambers of your brain where you're just like, wait, that checks out. I think that's why I overly extend my love to everyone. I think that's my superpower. I used to shy away from how deeply I try to see other people. I think that I learned how to be a nurturer at a very early age, and I think again that's something that I heard you say how we seek love, and that rang true. And
now that you said that, I'll say this, which is that I have kind of this new theory that after having been happy and in a really like, knock on wood, wonderful relationship that's meaningful and is for the first time in my life more important than my career, which is weird. Like some people would be like, wow, dude, it took you that long to figure that out. Well, it did. But
that's okay.
And that's okay. Yeah. I mean, and also I was just like, I really have enjoyed my life and what I've done. And I've enjoyed the free time that came within the discovery. And I enjoy my own company. There's a lot of reasons why. Fine. But now I'm in this other thing and I'm just like, okay, what's motivating the art then? Do I still need to create? And I found, to my surprise and relief, that yes, I do. But it's been interesting to look back on, why did I do this in the first place? Like what was going on? And, I don't know if other people are this way, but I definitely think that my roots as an artist are like, it's rooted in damage. It's rooted in a really serious inadequacy in childhood and this like ability that I needed love.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go ahead and click here to like and subscribe. You can click right there to watch another video or click here to watch a playlist featuring the songs of the Morse Code Podcast. Okay, thank you very much.